Hello every folks, good morning and welcome to another Synergy of the Day. So today I want to create a sort of one-stop shop for your recruiting needs, because in a lot of times later on in the game you might potentially run into those cases where you want to recruit a bunch of things, like let's say a bunch of griffins or a bunch of cockatrices or what have you, and they have a tendency to fly around a bunch. So I wanted to make a sort of universal setup here for being able to catch your birds without too much of an issue. So here's what we do. We go ahead and we take one lich over here with his 105 RT, and we put him right next to this lich over here with his 106 RT. Now, granted, in this particular case, this guy can just be replaced with anybody. It really doesn't matter. He just has to have a lower RT than the lich in question here. This is going to be running a very similar setup to the bird missile one if I ended up putting it up before this one. And essentially the way this works is you use your MP stick to feed into my kettle here, who will then go and feed that MP to everybody else. Now, the reason that we do this is because we want to make sure that those birds can't fly, but we also want to make sure that they're melting away when they're getting close. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this up, and we're going to wait a turn or two. And we're just going to sit in the front line, and we're going to let them just kind of spread that MP around the party, right? So every time that he goes back to full, we go ahead and recharge him with another MP stick, and we wait a couple rounds while the birds get close. At that point, we go ahead and use anybody with a Dragon Fang, and or if they have Poison Cloud available, then we go ahead and use that. We use that to poison them on the way. You can replace this poison source with whatever you'd like, or you can even have multiple on there if there's more slots. Like, for example, go ahead and slot in your Ninja wherever I happen to have her at the moment. You know, go ahead and drop some poison arrows, whatever works. Honestly, the Dragon Fang, in many cases, combined with a staff, will be enough range on that poison to see them melting before they get close. The idea is that within a couple of rounds, if you're able to poison them at long range, by the time they get to you, they should be somewhere in the ballpark of, half to 2/3 health. So the idea here is that at that point we go ahead and we use our archers and we use our pumpkin, whichever one happens to be available at any given time, but we want redundancy for this. If you've got pumpkins available, Pumpkin Strike will drop a leaden, or we go ahead and we use Dark Weight off of any of our tamers to go and make sure that they are leadened. This will make sure that they're stuck to the ground and that they can't fly, at which point you can go and apply any kind of wall unit that you'd like, or just simply follow them around. Either way, they're grounded at that point, so you just surround and keep spamming your recruits until they are your friend. You may have noticed in many of these videos, this is why I run short bows on my beast tamers, because it allows you to apply a lot of debuffs when you need them. So like Dark Weight for making sure they can't fly, Charms for making sure that their friends are off fighting each other instead of bothering you, as well as Imperial Shot if, for example, there happens to be something that's water and you'd prefer to have them stopped instead. Slumber Shot will do that job too. Either way, that part's up to you, but as far as those go, that will just give you a nice, easy solution to go catch whatever birds you'd like. This is a pretty consistent setup, considering that you're usually sitting and waiting a couple rounds in order for all of the MP to sort of trickle around the party. This means that your tamers won't run out of MP when trying to spam their recruit skills. And if you wanted to, again, apply something a bit more, difficult to get around, you could always go ahead and throw out something like a Golem or whatnot, Golem or Knight, and just go ahead and throw them out there with a Rampart Aura. This will also conveniently have them set up along the way. And in case I haven't put that video out yet, just so you know, Rampart Aura is not necessarily just for the purpose of spreading wide, it's for the purpose of making your Rampart Aura go in a V shape, meaning that if you can put them on a corner while that unit is leadened, you can make a sort of V-shaped wall, because this will go to where you're facing, not where you are right now. So essentially you can make a V-shaped wall which blocks them in, prevents them from running away. If you need to tame them some more, go for it. But personally I found this really consistent for getting as many birds as you'd like. Obviously got quite a few of them going on here. This also works for dragons, though realistically you can skip the leaden step for the dragons. But this is just a cozy little setup for catching whatever you'd like to catch. Alright, y'all have yourselves a good one, and take care.